Hey YouTube, I'm working on my MS-193 chainsaw. It's not oiling, and so I'm taking it apart. I thought it might be helpful for anybody whose saw is not oiling, and my saw was smoking a lot, and so I'm pulling it apart to see what's wrong with it, so I thought it might help you. Alright, over here on my chainsaw, it's a MS-193T. I pulled the whole thing apart. To get the sprocket off of here, usually they have a stop for the spark plug, and this one's really big. I don't know, a normal spark plug is a lot bigger on a chainsaw. The 193's got a little tiny little spark plug. They probably make a stop for it, but I didn't want to buy one, so I took off the pull starter side and put a socket on here, and came over to this side. This is really nice because they have a little nut on the sprocket, and so you can break it loose real easy. So you go ahead and take that on off, pull off the sprocket, the bell housing, and you pull off the bearing. Just keep those nice and safe. You pull off the worm drive. This actually drives the oil pump. It's right here. It looks good. Nothing was wrong with it. I thought it might be messed up, but all the gears look good on it. So I had to dig a little bit further. And usually on all Stihls they use like a T, I think it's a T20, but the MS-193 has different sizes. Now this is a T20. I guess it's a T22 or something on the older Stihls, but you'll have to have different tools to work on it. Anyway, this is a T20 on here. There's 3 screws that have to come out. And I went ahead and blew off all the sawdust and stuff before I started working on it, so it's easier. This right here is the key to working on chainsaws. Blow off everything, the oil, sawdust, and everything else. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So, taking these screws out. This is a one-piece system right here, so it all comes off in one piece. And here we go. This right here is the oil pump, and down here this hose goes down to the oil reservoir. So this pump right here, inside that little worm gear there, is what drives the oil from here, up into this hose, and up into where it shoots it into your bar. When I tore this apart, it's kinda, I can't really see, the sun's not too bright. Right down here, you're not supposed to see that hose. You're not supposed to see that fitting. That hose is broke off for some reason. So when I pulled it apart, there's sawdust everywhere. Oil was caked because it was just shooting the oil straight up through the pump and just into the case. And it was actually coming back here and landing on the motor. That's why it was smoking so bad. So it seems like the pump's fine. I'm going to go ahead and blow out this hose. There's probably a bunch of sawdust in there. And I got to replace this little rubber piece that comes up here to where it pushes the oil out, that goes from the pump up into there. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this screw out too and clean out this pump, make sure everything's clean before I put it back together. I'll probably go down to the Stihl shop and buy one of those little pieces, and this thing should be good to go. Don't be afraid to take these apart. It's really easy. I think the biggest problem is getting that sprocket off of there. But if you have problems with that, there's actually probably other videos to help you out. But this should get you back on the road. One thing is, when a chainsaw bar is not oiling, it's a nightmare. Doesn't cut right. Starts to burn your bar and chain. And it's not a good thing. So don't cut without your bar oiling. Alright, I hope this helps you guys out. And I appreciate all the videos you guys put too. Helps me. And hopefully you can get your chainsaw fixed.